What's up, world? Carl Shepard here, checking in for my episode 28 of the Sober October Challenge 2019. Man, now that I'm getting close to the end, it feels like the month went by really fast. And that's weird because I've got memories of feeling like it was taking forever. Isn't that weird how that happens? It's a phenomenon. Today's been a really good day. We went to the gym. I did a bunch of really cool, really weird um, little movements. I don't even know what to call them, little drills that I was just working on that horizontal plane, working on my balance, and working on my explosiveness from the hip. I did a little Facebook stalking of my competitors that I'll be facing against in the jiu-jitsu tournament coming up, and it boosted my confidence. Let's just say that I'm not going to walk in there thinking I'm going to win or anything, but I can definitely feel like I'm not going to be out of my element. I don't know. I don't want to say too much, but um, not worried too much about that. It's going to be a good time. At one point, I was worried I was going to drive all the way up there for a minute and a half worth of experience and then just get to watch everybody else. And still would have been a good day because we're going to go get some good food. We're going to go have some fun afterwards. But I don't know. Everything's kind of moving positively in that direction. So I am on a 24-hour fast. It's about 9:45 p.m. right now, and that protein shake I drank last night, if you saw, yesterday's episode, right before midnight last night, I drank a nice big protein shake and slept on it. And by the way, let me just go ahead and get the sleep portion of my check-in out of the way. Big shout out to my wife. Absolutely no reason whatsoever, no pressure or talking about it whatsoever, but I went to bed last night. I fell asleep in our bedroom, fully expecting to do the shift change at some point in the middle of the night. I woke up at like 7 something in the morning, just feeling fantastic. And it turns out my wife decided, you know what? It was, a decently smooth night in there, and she was just going to stay in there the whole time, totally unprovoked whatsoever. She just selflessly was just all about it to let me get some extra sleep. And little things, man, little things like that just go a long way, and I really appreciate that. So that was cool. After the gym, we went and got our body fat measured, and the NutriShop has got a way even nicer, way more high-tech, way more accurate scale that's got all these cool new little pieces of information on it, so that's exciting. I was 208.6, so basically a pound over, and I'm not worried about that at all. And I got this 24-hour fast going right now. It's been easy. We went and ate lunch. We went to a child's birthday party. Shout out to Willie John Meyer. That was a really cool moment to kind of see him and go see all the awesome like upgrades that his father's property has had since the last time I was out there, and just catch up and stuff. And they had a really cool fish fry, cooked all kinds of good food. Man, they had cupcakes and every other thing, and I didn't touch it. And it was good because being disciplined is easy when you don't have a choice. That's why people are in prison, because they can't do no wrong when they don't have when they're locked up. But it's a whole different ballgame when you're around everything that you like and you still discipline yourself to stick to the plan. So it was great. I got my metabolism boosted early this morning in the workout, and then was just around good food all day. Not only that, but we went to the store and bought a bunch of good meat and veggies, and I've done been cooking. I cooked a spaghetti squash casserole. I cooked some buffalo steaks for leftovers for tomorrow, which is really cool. And what else did I cook? Oh, I cooked my wife a really good looking piece of wild caught Atlantic salmon for her dinner, mixed with some veggies that I had prepped from or previously in the week, I think 2 days ago. And all that just kind of drives it home on how confident I'm feeling right now, and how discipline feels good. There's no instant gratification, but the long term satisfaction of completing goals and really just becoming more and more self aware and in control is it's far superior. It crushes instant gratification. And once you've got a lot of goals, once you've got a lot of things set in motion, then you get that reward that you're looking for more often. You know, it's the upfront payment of that discipline that's actually the most difficult part. Once you got it rolling, man, it just gets easier and easier. So, all right, so I had to do a little cut there real quick. I had to give up on the flow for a second. What happened was we had a really busy day, obviously, and Leon was watching some TV on the couch and just fell right out. He's asleep. So we decided, and we go both ways depending on the night. Sometimes we wake him up and, you know, do the whole bedtime ritual thing. But the way it was tonight, it really made a lot of sense to just go ahead and let him sleep it out. We thought we had every reason to believe that he was going to sleep through the night. Well, he didn't. I heard him rustling. I heard him start to whimper a little bit and wondering where we are. So I went out there, reassured him that everything's cool and that I'll be out there again soon, right after I get done with my work in here. And he was totally cool with that. So we're back, and I watched what I had going in that first part, and I'm just gonna pick it back up here and keep rolling, and we'll have an episode. So basically, I was explaining how that once you have this stoic time paid into the system, then that discipline starts paying off more and more, and it's really the beginning that's the hardest. Once you get it going, it's just easier, and then you have to keep looking for new ways to like better yourself and create an even more disciplined structure. And people might say, oh well, that kind of lifestyle doesn't really sound all that fun. You don't do a whole lot of different things that are really fun, and you know, you torture yourself, it seems like. Well, yeah, that's because you don't know what it feels like to be me. It's not even me, it's you don't know what it feels like to better yourself like that, and to have all these tools at your disposal, and to have this kind of mindset that's going on right now. It's fantastic. Way better than all that other stuff. And let me tell you, for anybody that doesn't know me, I lived that other life. I was 300 pounds at one point. I've done every drug in the book. I have just, man, I've been out there and done it. I've done the promiscuity thing, being single and mingling, whatever it is, that the vice or the type of lifestyle that you're thinking is somehow superior, or you think you're going to be that one successful gangster that makes it all the way through with just a little bit of jail time or whatever. Good luck with that if you think you're going to be the one, you know. And even if you are, even if you hit it big and your record sells and you become a rapper, guess what? You're going to meet a bunch of unhappy people living that lifestyle with all that money piled up and nobody that gives a fuck about them except for that material lifestyle. Even those people up there, I challenge you to find one of them that's actually happy in their own head. No matter what you see on Instagram, it's a lie. So, anyway, I digress. It does kind of revolve around the point that I was going to talk about, though. What if you have to find out what you're not to find out who you really are? You know? What if it's the failings? What if it's the life experience and putting yourself in situations that are completely insurmountable, that actually allows you to burn away the dead wood and get down to the core of who you really are as a person? What if you never develop any character if you don't take risks and don't take chances? You know, what if that's the truth? What if? What if playing it safe is a trap? That's a good question. What if the person that you respect or you idolize comes out and says something that you disagree with? Does that change your opinion of that person? Do you automatically say, oh well, they ain't shit, I was wrong about how cool they really are? Or does it challenge your perspective? Do you say, whoa, if this person I thought was really cool is saying this other stuff, maybe they've become enlightened, or maybe they have changed their perspective for the better, or maybe it's just different. But what if I could do that? What if everything in my head right now isn't just the perfect structure? What if there's something better out there for me? What if challenging your perception of reality is going to get you somewhere better than where you are now? You know, what if somebody that you idolize, that you respect completely, what if it comes out that they did something in their past that was like just trash or just terrible? Like, what if it comes out that they lived a whole portion of their life in a way that you don't agree with, or and that they don't agree with, or that they talk against now? Okay, does that make them a lesser person? Does that make them a worse leader? Is that going to make you turn away that somebody's got some kind of skeleton in their closet from their past? What if they own it? What if they want to talk about it? What if they're ready to talk about it? What if they want to say, that was the life experience I learned from to get me where I am today? What if you have to have that kind of stuff in your past to gain wisdom and to really like iron down your knowledge? The the people in my life that I look up to, that I think really, really have something going on in their life that I want to learn from or aspire to be, those people have all made crazy mistakes in their past. They've lived portions of their life, you know, at the bottom. They've spent time doing things that they would not do today. But that's kind of the point, people. If we are constantly trying to only follow people that seem to have had a perfect life, and once their little secret is found out or whatever, that they just are now discredited, and what you're doing is you're following false idols. And furthermore, you're discouraging risk-taking behavior, which is the key to success. Okay, we need risk-taking leaders. We need people who have tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed and learned from it all and grown and can actually articulate the change, where you can see the change. Like, oh man, they did this and this and this, and then I see that they didn't. They started doing something different. And they started doing something different, and then they changed. Their physical appearance maybe even changed. Their words were changing. Everything about them was changing. And now, like for example, if it's a politician, they might have been doing some crazy shit back in the day, but now they're voting in ways that would have crushed their previous self. Like, totally against all that. Who do you believe? Are they lying now, or did they grow from their mistakes? I don't know. I don't want to follow somebody that acts like they live a perfect life, or that they lived a perfect life, or won't talk about their vulnerabilities. I don't want to follow that person, okay? Because when it finally comes out, it's going to be too late, okay? I want to follow somebody that has the type of life experience I'm talking about here, where they've, owned some mistakes, and they're willing to speak on it. And when they speak on it, it doesn't make them fall apart emotionally, because they've truly dealt with it. That's how you know if somebody's holding baggage or not. If somebody's holding baggage, the easiest way to figure it out is to try to bring something up from their past, or get them talking about it, or ask them questions and just see. Because if they can't speak on these things in their past, that means they're hung up on it, in my opinion. Okay? Because yeah, even if it's some triggering shit, like some hardcore stuff, you know what I mean? Whatever the damage done, whatever it is, if you've processed it and you've learned from it and you've moved on from it, and it's not dragging you down, if it's not weight around your ankles, if it's not that real nasty kind of grudge, you can speak on it. You can talk about it. And if you're not, you might not be willing, or you might not all the time think it's appropriate, or you might not enjoy it, and it might be real heavy, you know what I mean? But you can speak on it, and it's healthy to speak on it, real healthy. So that's the kind of leader I want. I want somebody that can own their mistakes instead of constantly having to defend at every corner and taking these little bitty points all the way down the rabbit hole to like just the most wild ultimatums just because they can't give in on it. That's not healthy. What's healthy is saying, you know what, man, maybe I did something wrong there. Maybe there was I mean, I didn't see something that I see now, or oh yeah, I get it. Okay, oops, oops. That's all it takes. Just a little bit of humility goes a long way. So I really like that thought process. Maybe here it is again. Maybe you have to learn what you are not to find out who you really are. That was the quote that I got. Actually, me and my wife were talking about that earlier. I was thinking, maybe what should I talk about tonight? And we had this conversation and we kind of ironed through it a little bit, and that's what came out of it. And that's healthy. That's healthy in a lot of different ways. It was great. So to jump back into my check-in, I guess I'm on that 24-hour fast. I haven't eaten anything. I've been around a ton of good food. I got a good workout in this morning. I can feel my metabolism just like burning, and it's great. It's great. I'm gonna eat a really good breakfast tomorrow morning. I'm gonna do an omelet. I've got the veggies already picked out. I'm gonna cut up some veggies. I'm gonna saute them, wilt them out a little bit. I'm gonna cook some really high quality Wagyu hamburger, just the reserve. I mean, it's the best 1 pound pack that the best grocery store, Lucky's in town, has. Of some burger. I'm gonna cook it up, and then I'm gonna season that. I'm gonna cook it plain. Put most of it off to the side. Take my portion, season that up, put it with the veggies and stuff. Start cooking an omelet, and then put that like hamburger hash stuff into the middle of the omelet. Roll that bad boy up. That's gonna be the first thing I eat, probably with some other kind of veggies or some fruit or something. And then it's not gonna take very much longer, a couple hours. It'll be before my jiu-jitsu training. And I have also purchased the internal organs of a turkey, of a large turkey, it seems like. And I'm gonna cook that. Usually I cook that with some rice and beans. However, I'm not gonna even. I'm gonna eat so perfect and so strict this next week that rice and beans and like corn and potatoes and like any kind of legumes like peas or anything like that, can't touch it. We're talking fresh leafy vegetables. We're talking celery, beets, peppers, and onions. Um, you know, I already said leafy vegetables. That covers a lot. Broccoli, cauliflower. You know, chard. Like that's. I just listed the whole 9 yards. Fruit. Just a little tiny bit of fruit. Nothing even high glycemic. Like, just fibrous, dense stuff. Lean meat. That's gonna be it for this week. It's gonna be it. All in preparation for this. I'm gonna be doing a lot of endurance. I'm just gonna work hard. I'm just gonna get a lot of endurance. I'm gonna be doing a lot of core stuff. I'm gonna figure out all the best drills. I'm gonna talk to the coach tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna be trying to be as ready as possible. A little on ramp. I'm already training real hard, so this is just gonna be it. I'm gonna get a little bit of a game plan. I'm gonna think through, you know, do I follow into their tank down and just try to like figure out what their game is and then ruin it on them? I don't know. That's kind of like my normal thought process when I roll is just kind of go along with their flow and then just work really hard to make it difficult. That's not really good for a tournament, right? I want to play my game, so I'm probably gonna try to just do a takedown that lands me in my full guard with my legs around them, and then just go from there. We already drilled a little bit last week on this really cool way to go from that position to the back. So I don't know exactly, but I've got some really cool guys I'm working with that I've been drilling with, and I'm going to try to get at least an extra block of small group instruction set up with our coach. Shout out to Sean Wood, you're a beast. It was really cool seeing all those Facebook posts of that FBI training and whatnot. And it'll be good to have you back this week. So, yeah. And I'm excited about it. And it's just goals, man. It's just one of these things. It's like no matter what it is, you just got to put something in front of you that you have to be hungry for, and then it's driving force. So it's really, really important to do that kind of stuff. Whether it's entrepreneurial or whether it's self-improvement, trying to quit some kind of addiction thing. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are in your path. There's no comparison to anybody else. There's people, all the people on top, man, a lot of them got there by either destroying their character, selling their soul, or because they were just born into the right family. So and there's incredibly good people that have just been dumped on in life and they're down at the bottom. But you know what? Don't worry about none of that. It's just all about you and your journey and your consciousness, soul, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. It's all the same word to me. It's all the same word to me. I'm getting to the point where I respect everybody's culture. And you know why? It's because I'm learning their cultures, and once I get deep enough into it, I realize, fuck, it's all the same story. It's just told with different words. Anybody that's out there trying to figure it out, anybody living a good life, I don't care what terminology you use. You're thinking this. I mean, the path's the same, the vibes are the same, all that stuff's the same, in my opinion. Now, I will say though, just to give a shout out to Christianity, I really, really like the whole individual sovereignty thing. They call it Jesus Christ. I dig it. I mean, that was a real man, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into all that bullshit. But individual sovereignty, that spark of divinity in each one of us, okay, that guarantees this philosophy that no matter who you're born to, no matter what your situation is, you're special. You're just as good as any other person starting out the gate. And it's your decisions that define you. And you can make it. And that's what America was built on, is the idea that our poor people are going to give us a whole lot of extremely, extremely good people out of them. Like, we're going to produce out of that group probably the best of us. Because guess what? It gets really hard to parent when you got a lot of money. Self-indulgence is easy. Passing the buck is easy. Purchasing everything to be done for you in life is easy, okay? When you got money, you have the ability to fail your personal relationships, and it happens. It's happening. I'm watching it happen all around me, okay? Trust. When you're poor and you don't have anything else besides your word, that actually kind of puts you in a situation where the more personal relationships that you develop, the more of a support system that you've got, and it's like crucial for survival, right? We had to have the support system. You had to be an honest person at one point, or people would realize that you ain't shit, and then they're not going to want to be around you, and then you get sent out on an ice floe or whatever. Like, it just doesn't work for you. But today it's like, because of this crazy weird social safety net thing we've got, and 911 and grocery stores and colleges and whatnot, whatever it is, people can just be a completely selfish, dishonest person their entire life and survive. And I really hope society starts correcting for that pretty soon. I think we're on the right track. I don't know. I just don't want it to get like crazy violent. Let's let the people that are like that live their lives out and be okay. But let's just bring the next generations up understanding these failures and pointing to those people and say, you see what they're saying? You see how they're doing that? Some people messed up along the way, okay? And man, we gotta just get back in charge of this wheel and start cranking it back in the right direction. And if you think I'm talking about one of these political parties over another, you might need to check yourself, because guess what? They're all just wrong, man. Everybody up there on Capitol Hill is tripping. Republicans, Democrats, there's good people inside both parties, y'all. There's great people inside both parties. So when you try to call somebody a Russian asset just because they're not saying what you want them to say, you may be the problem. Sorry, I said I wasn't going to get into politics too much on this thing. So we're almost to the finish line. I'm really liking Full Spectrum Podcast, and I'm really liking Peacetime Battlefield Podcast. Those are the two that are really starting to like define themselves or really draw up above the rest. So it's probably going to be one of those two. Anybody, you know what? If you've got some corrective criticism, if you think I'm like tripping about something, or if I said something that was just not correct, or that you needed some clarification on, or if you're interested in collaborating for any reason whatsoever, please let me know. If I'm off base on something, I want to know. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I'm just going to fight every point to tooth and nail to the death. It's not like that. It's quite the opposite, actually. Ain't nobody got it all figured out. I might just say that in every single video for the rest of this. What is it? This is 28, so 29, 30, 31, and the first. I got like 4 videos left. Since I did a pregame, I'm going to do a post. But it might not be on the first, y'all, because I don't know, that's weird. It might not be on the first, because my whole plan was I was going to smoke the day before October, and then I was going to smoke the day after October. and like, you know, compile all that. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do that just to do it. But I kind of wanted it to be like something that I was looking forward to or that was organic. Like, oh, you know, yeah, I'm gonna smoke genuinely. I don't think it's gonna be genuinely on that day. Like, it won't be. Actually, I know it wouldn't be. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm waiting until at least after the competition for sure. I'm already on this clean kick. I might as well just be clean as hell the whole time. You know, keep my mind straight. I am feeling, you know, I'm feeling aware, feeling sharp, having these dreams, these vivid dreams. You know, honestly, this whole dreaming thing might just be part of. I mean, it might be a decently big enough piece of the puzzle to go ahead and extend the sobriety deal. And I've been getting some positive feedback as well. People have been saying, you know, that they've noticed in a positive way, which I really didn't expect. I thought I was going to be all irritable and shit, but it's the exact opposite. I feel fantastic. So I still believe in that whole weed thing, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think I had to do that to get where I'm at now. I don't think that, there's definitely no way that I was just gonna live sober that whole time. Uh, I had to process. I had to actually go through some steps. Okay, in here, not like no 12-step bullshit. I just mean, well, that's not bullshit. Don't get me wrong, but for me, this is something else, and it's a process. So if I could actually figure it out and articulate it perfectly and put it down on paper, then I'd probably save some lives. Because I've kind of come to figure that there's not like one method of cleaning up or bettering yourself or whatever that works for everybody. I think that like probably all the big five personality types and then many subtypes under that could all benefit from a different style of self betterment, progress, whatever. Some people it's religion, man. You get them on that religion stuff, no matter which one it is, and they just that's their new obsession or new passion or whatever. That's the way they find their discipline. Great, I'm down. But there's another group that is, for one reason or another, totally repulsed by that idea, and some of those people are worth saving too, y'all. I think I was one of them. Like, I respect religion more, especially Christianity, more right now than I ever have in my whole life, um, by a stretch. But I get it, man. I get that, like, you know, cringe feeling when people start hearing some of that Jesus talk or whatever else. They just cringe because they were dealt a giant dose of hypocrisy. They related that type of lifestyle to lies and deceit and destruction, or like pain and suffering, and some of those people are worth saving still. So I'm gonna try to develop some kind of a way to articulate some of these points that can be followed, hopefully by some people that are in my demographic. My demographic's not doing too great, honestly, in my opinion. Like, former criminal, white, male, American, full-blown American, uh, combat veteran, like, there's a place for us, but that white privilege comes with a giant need for a massive amount of discipline and humility and empathy. Um, Go ahead and expect it out of us. You know what I mean? I dig it. Go ahead and expect it out of us, and let's weed the ones out that can't. You know, that's what evolution's all about. But the rest of the people out there ain't perfect. It's not us keeping y'all down. It's a social dynamic that's gonna have to be rectified through, you know, more than just playing that victim card. So that's what there's gonna be some of that in my podcast. I really, really want to find those people and talk to them. I've been trying to scout people that I think are just like on the complete opposite end of the spectrum from myself demographically, to have good conversations with. And I thought I had some people scouted out, and then as I've been watching them over the last like couple months or whatever, um, some of them are really fantastic, and we're definitely going to be talking. But a couple of them, I'm not sure if there's a healthy conversation there. So anyway, this is fun terrain to traverse. All right. Well, it looks like I got about 30 minutes. of rambling. That's crazy. I started out being able to get about almost 7 minutes at a time, and it was uncomfortable. And now I could just, man, honestly, I could probably just keep going. But that's cool. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go get some sleep, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.